What is up, rivals? Welcome to yet another episode of Rival Kingdoms. My name is Sawcasm, and today I'm going over kind of a general overview and sort of my first thoughts on the brand new ancient that came out with the quest today, Trickster's Wake. So the first thing we're going to do is go over his skills, check them out, and give you guys kind of my thoughts. So the first skill is called Hallucinate. It summons 4 illusions and a certain level, depending on what level your ancient is, for 6.5 seconds. 6.5 seconds, summons 4 of these little guys that do absolutely no damage. They're just there strictly to tank. You see their true specialty. Illusions can be sustained for only a brief moment. They deal insubstantial damage, but they can serve as a distraction for defenses. So basically, they're just to tank. They do literally no damage. Okay, I can't say literally no damage, but literally next to no damage. The damage, it barely scratches the health bar of defensive units. So more for a distraction, as it says. And the next skill is called Confuse. Manipulate a defense, causing it to attack other enemy buildings for 6.5 seconds while dealing double damage. So it does exactly what it says. Pretty self-explanatory. In theory, sounds really good. It sounds like, oh, this is super amazing. But in my opinion, from my experience, unless the opponent has like a super beefed up defense that is just level 5 gazillion at a really low stronghold where that's kind of unusual, this skill isn't going to be so useful. Of course, it does have its uses. It can direct damage away from your troops, and it also can, do a lot of damage to the other building if they do have a quite leveled up building, but most of the time it's not the case. Next skill is called Refraction. This is 15 mana spell. So you'd think it'd be super beast, and what it does is affected units reflect 75% of damage back to attackers for 15.6 seconds. The time does scale with level. Now, it's another skill that sounds really good on paper, but from my experience, it definitely isn't so good, because basically, by the time you are able to get the 15 mana for this spell, most of your troops, or if not a bunch of your troops, are already dead. So what this means is you're not going to be able to get the full effectiveness out of this spell, really, unless you just drag and snipe. You snipe out all the troop portals, you get a bunch of mana, and then you pop all your troops down in a pretty small area so that you could use this skill on them, because it is in an area of effect. So if you are able to get this off, on all your troops right before they get attacked, then yeah, I could see how this could pretty much demolish a base. But once again, on paper it sounds good, but actually in gameplay it's not as good as it sounds. Now, I can see how this could be useful with certain strategies later on. I have been experimenting quite a bit with some different troop compositions, trying to find what I think would work the best with this, but I haven't really been able to find that thing yet. So I might be a little bit biased in saying that I don't really like Erasmus that much, but I just feel like he doesn't scale that well with levels. All of his spells just really, like his first spell, Hallucinate, all it does when you level it up is increase the level of the illusions, and that barely increases the damage. It increases the health a decent amount, but they're going to stay alive by the time the time expires anyway, and the time doesn't level up. And I mean the 6.5 seconds that they last. So it's like, yeah, you're getting a little bit of extra health for them, but that health is kind of useless because they're just going to expire in 6.5 seconds pretty much no matter how much health they have, except for maybe at the really early levels. But later on, it's like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's okay, I guess. Other than that, I think he's just okay. I don't know if it's just me, but I definitely feel like the Earth Ancients overall are a little bit weaker than the rest of them. Once again, this could just be all my opinion, and I haven't spent, so much time with Erasmus to say, oh, for a fact, oh, he's bad or anything like that. So I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's bad, but I'm saying from my experience, I don't feel like he's that great yet. Now, later on, maybe like Stronghold 14, Stronghold 15 even, I could see how this spell, when you have tons of defensive troops with ridiculous amount of survivability and damage and stuff like this, could actually be super useful when the opponent's defensive structures just do so much damage. You have this second spell, and you could kind of take all of that stuff to your advantage. But I feel like early on, especially, we don't have so many troops, so this means you're not going to be able to get as much effectiveness out of these spells as possible. I just don't feel like it's that effective. I think Forville is actually, which is actually the first free ancient you get from the first quest, I think he's actually a lot better, especially for a lower stronghold. But yeah, just want to show you guys this ancient. Let me know what you think about it, your thoughts, and what you think of Erasmus, the new ancient, the new quest, all that shenanigans. Leave a like rating if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and with that said, thanks for watching. Peace!